Thank you, Patrick.
Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Ross.
Hey.
How's it
How's it
going?
going,
Hey,
Matheo? Long time
Ross.
no see.
How
Hi,
are
Julie.
you? I haven't seen you
Good
since
to see you.
whenever the dope design event was, I think.
I know. It seems like forever ago.
I know. That's good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for hosting this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We needed a nice check-in because just all the craziness, all the COVID chaos, as Jesse
Yeah.
was talking about earlier. It's just
Okay.
created such a situation.
And it's nice to have fun Zoom check-ins instead of like class check-ins, what I'm doing usually.
Exactly. Class or like work related.
Yes.
So I have a question. Is everyone there or different majors or how?
I'm not I'm not a design person. I used to be a journalist many moons ago before I was an art therapist, but I connected to Matheo and I'm sort of here for the art therapy kind of beat, but definitely appreciative of all the design experts in the room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, related to art and design is interesting for everyone. For sure.
Yes, absolutely.
I just posted an icebreaker, so you can type that into the chat. So we want to know what city you're dialing in from or what area in LA. And if you were a dessert, what dessert would you be?
Okay.
So, hi. We could just say that out loud too. I'll start. So, hi, I'm Matheo Cadena. I'm here from Burbank. I'm here in Burbank. And if I was a dessert, I would definitely be a donut because I love donuts.
A donut?
Yeah.
What type of donut?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably like a glazed donut.
Glaze?
Can't go wrong. Hey, Michael.
I guess I'll go next. My name is Ross Meredith. I'm in Mid-City, Los Angeles. Dessert. I think I would be a, let's see. Oh gosh. Chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Classic.
I'll go next. I'm Julie, the operations manager for AIGA Los Angeles. Calling in from the Miracle Mile area in LA. And if I was a dessert, I would be a snickerdoodle cookie.
Hey, we're neighbors.
Yeah. Do you hear the helicopters right now? There's helicopters. I don't know what's happening.
I hear sirens.
Oh, okay. Something's happening. Hi, Michael. You're on mute.
I am on mute. That's my gimmick.
My thing. Leave him on mute.
Yeah, for real. So what's the question that's out there?
If you were a dessert, what dessert would you be?
I would be daiquiri ice.
Ooh.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Sierra Madre, just outside Pasadena.
Awesome.
Nice.
Does anyone have the snap camera filter? Because
That's literally what I just saw.
I'm
that
so
Patrick
going
has a background. And I want that background.
This is my go-to.
I just continue to create custom backgrounds.
Yeah, no Ben Stiller today, huh?
You want some Ben Stiller? We'll get some Ben Stiller up there.
Really, is that a filter extension on Zoom?
No, it's part of Zoom. You can go into your settings and apply virtual backgrounds.
Oh, that doesn't work on mine for some reason.
It doesn't work on mine either, actually.
I checked the
virtual backgrounds. Ooh.
Yeah, I checked the requirements and I have all the requirements, but it doesn't work.
Oh no.
Yeah, it says I need
weird.
Mac OS version 10.13 or higher.
Huh.
I do have that, but okay.
And
Yes,
do you have a paid? I wonder if there's something between a paid subscription and a non-paid subscription also.
Oh, maybe that might be
This is
it.
what happens when I do it.
Hey,
Like,
that'll work.
I
We'll
think
go with that.
That's funny.
I don't know
Oh, the
why.
Simpsons one. Ooh, I
Oh,
like
that one's cool.
Linzer. That's a good one.
Background is awesome.
Where is it? I
That one's awesome.
can't find it yet.
I'm mad. I'm gonna figure out what's wrong with my computer requirements so I can be in the Simpsons.
Yeah, if you click the arrow next to video, stop video, then it gives you the option to choose a virtual background, but it won't work on mine.
Yeah, it says I don't have the requirements. It's oh, I have a green screen. No. Okay, I can figure this out later, but it just won't be as cool. My name's Jessie, and I'm in Highland Park, and I think if I were a dessert, I would be like a vegan donut from Donut Friend, which is
Donut Friend is so good.
yeah, okay, I'm glad someone else.
Oh my god, that's gonna be on my list to go to after all this.
Yeah.
Making a food list.
Yeah, definitely Donut Friend.
Do they deliver?
Ooh, I wonder.
Yeah.
Good
And
question.
they definitely probably have takeout. You could call it in or something maybe, and I don't know, risk it all for a donut.
Possibility, yeah.
They're very good, though. They're very good. So it's a worthwhile, decision.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Ophelia.
Hi.
Hey. Oh
Backgrounds.
my gosh, Ophelia, I love your curls.
Thank
In all their glory.
I have lots of time on my hands to take care of them now, so
They're beautiful.
my
So, since you all just joined, we're doing an icebreaker, and the icebreaker is let us know what city or area of LA you're calling in from, and if you were a dessert, what dessert would you be?
You can always type it in the chat too, actually.
That's true.
I'm Mandy. I'm calling in from Westwood.
Welcome.
This is like one of my favorite photos I've ever taken of downtown with my couch. Oh my God, if I was a dessert, oh God, because like, this is like a loaded question, right? Because it's like have to show your personality, like have to show your creativity. I'm an artist, I don't do fractions, and like have to like also like share a little bit about you, right? It's loaded. It's loaded. Okay, I'll go with creme brulee because I'm soft on the inside, but a little salty and definitely a little crunchy on the outside,
Love it. Yeah.
What were the other answers since I missed them?
I said I would be a glazed donut because you just can't go wrong with a glazed donut, and I love donuts.
Oh.
So sweet, unsweet, all the way through.
I guess creme brulee is high maintenance.
I like that.
I'll go with that. What was everyone else's?
I was a chocolate chip cookie.
Snickerdoodle cookie.
I love that. Ooh, cookie
Like
bitches.
a vegan donut, and like one of the quirky ones. Like maybe one of the ones with like a bacon on it or something. I don't know. That's
Wait,
fine.
vegan donut with bacon. All right, yeah, I like that. Bacon. Yeah, bacon.
Not really. Ooh, the cat
That's
is
funny.
here. The screeching cat.
The cat is
Hey,
here.
welcome Maxwell. Welcome Joel.
Oh my
Welcome,
God.
Hugo.
Hey, Maxwell.
Hello.
Hello. I like how you got the wine ready.
Yeah, of course.
Welcome, Helen.
It's Friday.
Welcome,
Oh my God,
Rosie.
Maxwell's background is amazing.
Winner.
Thanks.
That is awesome, Maxwell.
I'm buying a new laptop. That's it. I'm just kidding. No, I'm gonna figure it out.
I also love all the background Patrick's sporting. Patrick, if you were dessert, what would you be? And what city are you calling in from? Or did we lose you? I might have lost him.
Going?
I think he's muted.
No worries. Maxwell, Since you
Maxwell is muted. Not anymore.
Yeah. No, I just mute myself.
if you were
If I were dessert,
what would you be? And what city are you calling from?
oh, I'm in Los Angeles. Yeah. Well, technically Glendale, but like, you know.
There, yeah.
What do I be at dessert? Does boba count?
Yeah, I think that counts.
For sugar.
Ooh,
Oh, it just disappeared. Yeah. It's hard with virtual backgrounds, but I love. Yeah, I guess if boba counts, then boba, of course. Just like it just takes forever to chew through, you know.
What does that mean about you, though?
It takes a long time to know me.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, you have the Boba Bay shirt from Boba Guys. I have the same.
Yeah. Ah, you know Boba Guys. Nice.
I know Boba Guys.
They're the best.
Debatable.
I mean, at least the best on the west side, because like all the other like good Asian places are on the east side, but like I don't go with the east side very often, so it's like if I have to get boba on the west side. Do
you go to Platform? Which location do you go to?
I used to go to the one in Ryback Ranch, because like it's closest to Glendale, but they also just recently opened one in NoHo.
Can't wait to leave the house.
Yeah, they also used to be able to like do like DoorDash too. Yeah, but now they're
eating? Yeah, huh? Is everybody like ordering in, or is everybody cooking?
Ooh, good question.
I do a Postmates order from a local restaurant once a week.
Okay.
And I cook the rest of the nights. I got World Empanadas yesterday.
Oh.
From the World Empanadas in Burbank.
Yeah, that's like near my house.
That sounds delicious.
Nice.
How was it?
Wonderful. I got 2.5 meals worth of empanadas. I still have a couple left.
That's awesome. A lot of empanadas.
Everyone's buying in bulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since we got the don't grocery shop this weekend. So I think a good week to store up.
Right.
As a general rule, I've just made it like don't go on the weekends, because people tend to just, it's in our habit, it's in our nature to shop on the weekends. So even though everyone's supposed to be staying home, like if you go during the week, you're like just not going to get the same crowd as if you were to go on a Saturday or Sunday. So just a lot less risk.
It's all about the timing.
It is.
Yeah, I think that like this Sunday it's like going to be Easter, so they're like letting a lot of like grocery store workers like take a day off for Sunday, just so that like they can also catch their breath in a bit.
Yeah.
You guys all know about the rule, right? Starting today, you can't get groceries if you're not wearing a mask. They're legally allowed to not serve you. Okay, seeing so many nods. Good. Glad everybody knows. I was at Target and I saw a health officer like telling the Target manager like, you don't have to serve people, which is awesome. Like that's like we should be safe. Like it's not hard to put a scarf on your face.
Yeah, roll up a t-shirt.
Seriously.
Did you guys see that LA is now
Colin's background?
That's great. Why? Oh man, all these backgrounds are so great. Yeah, I did hear about they extended it to May 15th.
Yeah.
And this really leads into something Matteo and I were talking about earlier, how the news will find you. Do you see what I mean? Like all the headlines
are sorry.
No.
I'll just find you.
Well, yeah, we were talking about just how we're all saturated with news headlines. Even if you like turn off your phone, it'll find you. Like you'll be updated for sure. It's like
someone will text you, or the next person you talk to will bring it up.
Yeah.
What's the May 15th thing? Speaking of,
they extended the shelter in place to May 15th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least they said it might go till the summer. So
I feel like they're just kind of giving us 2-week window of time. They're like
the strategy.
May 27th, June 10th. So We'll see.
Hey.
Okay, so
Everyone.
I'm next.
Oh, hi.
Okay, so I'm Rosanna, and I'm living in Woodland Hills, and it's just like 5 months that I moved to California. I was living in Oregon, Portland, and then when I moved here, I started to find a job in graphic design, and then all of these crisis conditions happen. So I should welcome to myself, I think. Yeah, and then another kind of fun story that is my roommate got coronavirus last month.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, she started coughing, and then she said, "Oh, I'm okay. It's just allergy." And then she was coughing for 12 days.
Oh my gosh.
And then like 20 days ago, no, 2 weeks ago, she woke up with chest pain. And then finally she said, "Okay, I'm going to call a doctor." And then she said her symptoms. And then the doctor said that definitely you have coronavirus. And then before that time, she went to work, actually. And then for 2 weeks, finally, she started, staying home and, taking some rest. Thankfully, yeah, she's better now. And then another thing is that we went to have a test last Friday, and then I was negative. So my test was
Right.
okay. So yeah, I don't know how was the situation totally, if I got the virus and then, I pass it or what. It was negative. So
Wow.
thanks God.
Glad you're okay.
Did your roommate quarantine in their own room, or did you?
Actually, because I came here like a temporary, it's like 1-bedroom apartment. So, and during the 12 days that she was coughing, we were together,
Yeah.
we ate together, she cooked sometimes, we talk, so after that she just slept, for 2 weeks and then took some rest. But before that time it wasn't any quarantine. So but after she talked to the doctor said that you have to stay at home. So she took some rest, but before that time she was, we had contact with each other. So yeah.
Wow.
That's a little scary, huh?
Yeah. Thank you for sharing and opening up about that. I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah, but I think, people's immune system is different. So, it's different in different bodies. So I think the one that she had, it wasn't the strong one. So it didn't affect me. Yeah, so. And then because the virus is really new, we don't know how it affect people's bodies. So that's still a mystery, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. Alrighty, well, let's get started here because it is 6:15, and I know we are going to run over time today, guys. So if you have to hop out at any time, no worries. I'm going to share my screen so that we can see the beautiful deck that Julie created, because she's awesome. Let me share my screen with y'all. Share screen.
If you guys hate the deck, I didn't do it. I don't know what he's talking about.
Hi, Julie. I see it now.
That's nice.
You judge it. Julie had nothing to do with it.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
Very welcoming.
Beautiful.
So let's see here. Welcome, everybody. We are AIGA LA, the professional organization for design. We connect creatives all across SoCal to inspire community, wonder, And today is all about well-being. So I think I should start my video. I didn't realize my video was off. Sorry about that. There we go. So today is all about well-being, and we amplify the voice of creatives all across the community, and we amplify like the power of design and impact of design. So, and one of the things that we wanted to do was just like connect with people, because that's the biggest thing that like you join an organization for, is to feel connected and to find your people. And so that's why we're all here today. So thank you all for joining. Let's see. So for today, we're going to do like a cute, really awesome art therapy gratitude sketching exercise, and we would love it if you reposted and tagged AIGA Los Angeles and then use the hashtags here. We have Isolation Creation is a series that we've been doing on AIGA, so if you're drawing, designing, creating at all, you can hashtag that and then tag AIGA, and they'll repost it to their story and to their feed so you can get some viewership. We have an upcoming event as well, and that's the Virtual Portfolio Day. The date got bumped on that, but keep an eye out for that, and you can participate in Portfolio Day. We're doing it virtual. Let's see. This is the LGBTQIA Plus Virtual Spark Meetup, but what the hell does that mean anyways? I've been having a lot of people ask me, what is this alphabet soup? Even queer people reaching out and saying like, what is the IA? Where did this come from? How did we get here? So real quick history, it was LGBT, I think, back in the day, and it just didn't represent all of the queer community. There are people who, of course, are like intersectional identity, genderqueer, asexual, and so there are a lot of different identities that that we are in the community. So IA was added to try and like encompass people who are, I think, like also non-binary and intersectional identity, asexual and allies, pansexual, all these other identities that are there, and that LGBT, like lesbian, gay, bi, trans, Q, queer. You could also just shorten it, say queer community. That's how I prefer to refer to it. Like we're all queer in our own way. Used to be a term of like badness associated with it, but we've reclaimed it as an empowerment term. So to say queer community, I think is appropriate as well. And today is April 10th, which means it's National Youth HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. So one of the things we wanted to talk about is that the queer community, this is not the first pandemic that the queer community has faced. This is the first global pandemic. But the HIV community has faced a HIV epidemic in the 80s, and it's still happening, and it's still an epidemic to this day, and youth are unfortunately affected by it disproportionately. So NYAD, or National Youth HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, was made on April 10th, like a decade ago, to kind of help raise awareness that we still need to fight the HIV epidemic and stop the spread. In addition, let's see, I think that's it for this slide. So tonight's agenda, what we're going to be doing is, first off, we're going to define well-being. We're going to have a little well-being check-in, kind of like we already got into. And then we're going to do an art therapy gratitude exercise. And we'll have one last little check-in to see how you feel after that. And then just some open discussion, because I think we need this moment to connect with each other, heart to heart. So tonight's host and our guest, hi, I'm Matteo. I think you guys pretty much know me. Queer activist, designer, and membership director. You can follow me at Matteo Designs. And our guest, our super awesome, amazing guest, their pronouns are they, them, Jessie Pacheco. They are a marriage family therapist and art therapist, and you can follow them at Jessie Pacheco Art. So I want to take this moment to ask and introduce Jessie. Hey, you want to wave for us, Jessie?
Hey, it's me.
And Jessie, how did you get into therapy? What put you on the path?
Yeah, it's actually directly related to my own queer identity and my own queer journey. Because I used to kind of be in a different field. I actually used to be in journalism and publishing back when I lived in New York many years ago. And, you know, what's coming up for me now is thinking about where New York's at right now in this pandemic. And so my heart is definitely there right now. And I'm thinking, you know, I was living there working for a publishing company, Penguin Random House. And I wasn't feeling very fulfilled emotionally. So I started thinking about ways I could become more involved with the queer community. You know, I was part of this community, and New York has a very vibrant queer community, as most places do. But New York has this. It was special for me, at least, because it was my first one that I came out in. And I started working with local organizations there. One was Jay's House, which was put on by this kind of older stone butch named Jay Toole, who was kind of like a Stonewall veteran. And she had us go into shelters and do groups with LGBTQ identified folks in the shelters who were homeless. And so my very first thing I did with her was she, had me go in and do a kind of a process group. I had no therapy background. I just knew I wanted to give back, and I knew that I liked making art. So the only thing I could think to do was to bring art supplies and meet with these folks who were in these deep periods of transition, lots of chaos. And I found it to be so rewarding, moving, and gratifying in a way that I wasn't finding in publishing, even though I did love my job, and Random House is a great company to work for, I'll say that, but it wasn't enough for me originally. So I decided to switch careers, and I started doing more work. I worked for this place called Ali Fournay Center in Harlem, which is a youth drop-in clinic for youths that are displaced from their homes due to their sexuality. And I started doing groups there, and I brought the art there as well. And then I got accepted to Loyola Marymount University to do my grad program, and they have a really great dual degree program with marriage and family therapy and art therapy. So I just moved all the way across the country to LA and haven't really looked back. And that's how I became an art therapist.
That's awesome. I love that story. Yeah. And it's cool, to know that you responded to your inner feelings of this, where you were at wasn't good for you, and I think a lot of designers can resonate with that story, because oftentimes we come from backgrounds of something that didn't resonate with our soul, and so we pivoted to the creative field because that was what's within us. And so it's very similar to what you shared, so thank you.
Yeah.
Cool. So with that said, I think we need to define well-being, Jesse, because it's such a broad definition. You hear it all the time. I think everyone has a different, definition of their own. We hear all these clinical definitions and they're just so dull and dry. But when we were talking earlier, I really love the definition you threw out. So I wanted to ask you, Jesse, how do you define well-being?
Yeah. I think for me, what comes up when I think about well-being is how heavily pathologized, we talked about this earlier, how heavily pathologized well-being is. And there's a lot of ideas of what wellness looks like, and it can be very westernized. It can be very much centered on, this idea of what a healthy body may look like, or a healthy spirit. And I tend to move away from that because I think that can be limiting and also pretty toxic. So for me, well-being that I talk about with my clients as a therapist is living an emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually vibrant life that feels in deep alignment with your values and who you are.
I love that. And one of the quotes that I pulled out from when we were talking earlier was that you said, well-being is a feeling of vibrancy and a wholeness in your emotional and physical body. And so I just wanted to share that with everyone to think over, because that is the perfect definition, I think, is to think of well-being as this vibrancy of your soul, of your energy, and that you are able to have that or tap into that on a daily basis. We may not have that all the time, especially given pandemic status of the world. But if you can find things in your day that can help you kind of activate those feelings of vibrancy and excitement and joy, then I think that can help you tap into your well-being more frequently. So yeah.
We had talked about kind of redefining well-being for this period in history too, as well.
Yeah, the well-being, you had even said the well-being of today is different from a month ago, right? And explain that a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's because of just everything that's happened with shelter in place and everyone being stuck at home. You know, I'm noticing as I meet with clients are really having to redefine what baseline is for a lot of things. What does baseline productivity look like when you're working at home with kids and pets and chores, and what does well-being look like? What is like a good day even look like?
Mm-hmm.
So it's being redefined right now because we are all sort of redefining this new normal of what it means to be a human right now in a pandemic, actually.
So true. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so let's get into, Jesse also has a podcast called We Are Magic, and it's about stories of trauma and transformation. So you could totally check out We Are Magic on Apple Podcast. I will provide a link in the chat as well for anyone who's interested. It's a good time, I think, to plug in to podcast and listen to more stories and try to help us all through this.
Definitely. It's a lot of survivor storytelling. I connect with survivors who have gone through periods of trauma or traumatic events, and they share what they've learned. And, you know, it's really, it's the tagline is, you know, we're creating a collective archive of survivor wisdom. And as I'm a trauma survivor, full transparency, that's what got me thinking, probably subconsciously, to become a therapist well before I even started doing any of the shelter work. But so kind of using that space now to definitely touch in with storytelling and survivors. Check it out if you'd like. It's a heavy listen, but like there's laughing. There's some laughing in there. There's some dark humor.
I love it. No, it's good. And I think podcasting is such a good like format for like being able to plug in and just do other stuff, listen to stories and not feel alone. All right. So that was good for our defining well-being. And right now we want to also get into just having a check-in with you all. And so we'll kind of go down the participant list. I will call you out, see if you're ready. You can like raise your hand or something. But I've got the participant list, so I will look at and just like call you out as I see you. And we want each of you to be able to answer these 3 questions. If there's a question you don't feel comfortable answering, totally fine, you can skip it. Question number 1, on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling right now in this present moment? 1 being calm and serene, and 10 being panic and uncentered. Question 2, we want to know the emotion that you most identify with right now and why. It's a bit of an open question, so you can elaborate and share whatever you need to share on your heart. 3, we want to know, what have you been doing to stay well during this COVID chaos? Because there's been obviously a lot of chaotic news, media, things going on. But we want to hear from you all. Like, what have you guys been doing to stay well? So how about go over my participants list. And Julie, you're the first one on my list. Are you there? Can I unmute you?
Yeah, am I on? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, the scale. I don't know. I think I'm kind of like in the middle. I mean, sometimes there's days where I'm more worried than other days, and today I'm fine. I guess I'm calm. So I guess I'm more of a 3, I guess, at this point. So emotion that I'm feeling right now. It's a good question. I don't know. I guess I just feel normal right now. I don't really have a strong emotion that I'm feeling right now. I mean, I'm kind of glad that I'm here online with all of you guys talking about this. And let's see, what have you been doing to stay well? I've actually been doing a little bit of cooking. Like, I'm not really a cooking person, so I've actually been trying to learn different things. I'm actually half Thai. So the other day I made Thai porridge for the first time, and it actually came out good. And a little bit of workouts here and there. I did a 45-minute workout on Wednesday, and I've been trying to challenge like some other friends to do at least 45 minutes too. So we all get moving and not just sitting down and being a couch potato.
Awesome. That's good. It's good to hear. All right, Patrick, you're next on my list.
Really, I'm up. That's awesome. Oh, sorry, I keep leaning out to talk to my boy as he comes up and asks me questions.
Awesome. No worries. Dad life.
Dad life, yes. Dad life during this time has been a ton of fun. How am I feeling right now in this moment? I'm actually feeling like pretty calm and connected. These, meetups with various groups are very grounding. It's great to see people. It's great to see people's faces. I very much miss the in-person communities that we've been developing over the years. My emotions right now, I gotta say, like, I'm extremely anxious about a lot of things. I'm the only person at my company that has a kid. And so my daily work schedule, even though we're all at home, is quite different than that of my coworkers. So that's and I feel that when I talk to them, and that's during times of people getting laid off and economic disruption, it's very tough. I'm also anxious because I happen to have the title of president for this chapter, and I feel self-implied pressure to be here for my community and try to make sure that AIGA Los Angeles is doing what it can for Los Angeles. And what have I been doing to stay well? Probably not enough. I've been working and running, which has been good. I've been letting my boy sleep in, which has been great. But I've also been drinking more, to be very honest. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of us relate to that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Patrick. And
of course.
Yeah, thanks for the cheers. All right, let's move on. Jesse, you were my next one. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
got you.
Okay. Yeah, I wrote this down.
Sweet.
I would say in general, I've been a 6 because 5 felt like no, not enough, not high enough. But today I'm at a 2, so I feel pretty calm today. Emotion that I identify with, I wouldn't say I'm hyper vigilant, but I'm kind of hyper aware. I think as a healer right now, my feelers are really out there, I'm having to really practice some regenerative self-care to be well. And yeah, what I've been doing, I'm working a lot. I am working a lot, and it's okay, but I'm working from home, and I'm spending a lot of time with my partner. I'm trying to make art, and I'm rewatching Downton Abbey.
Oh, nice.
That's what I'm doing.
Awesome. And lots of time with kittens.
Yes, I have foster kittens, which was an interesting decision, but they are really joyful and they're great. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for the authenticity and checking in on the real.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Cullen, you are next on my list.
Okay. Hi.
Hey.
Hi. All right. 1, a scale of 1 to 10. I would put myself
probably
between a 3 and a 4.
Okay.
Somewhere between a 3 and a 4. There's a kind of background panic.
Yeah.
That the way I usually measure it is there's a background panic, and it's just a question of how much is that creeping in. Mm-hmm. So maybe right now it's a 3 or 4. So it's there and I can feel it, but it's not in my face. The emotion I most identify with right now is probably, I would say, agitation. I went into 2020 with a laser sharp intention and a plan for what I was going to do. And this whole situation has upended that completely. So I'm feeling that I have a lot of kind of pent up energy that it's just going to take time to figure out what to do with that and how to express it. Agitation.
That makes sense. Yeah.
What
have you been doing so well in the COVID class?
Yes. What have I been doing to stay well? I have been. So I work in motion graphics and animation. I've been doing some just personal little animation exploration projects, just little 10-second, 20-second pieces, just for fun, to like learn, try new things, new techniques. I've been journaling a lot. I'm usually not great about keeping up a journal, but I've been a lot more consistent with it lately. Working out as much as I can. I'm stuck in a little room. I have a yoga mat. I do some crunches and sit-ups every morning.
Nice. Awesome. Well, you've got a good little routine going on there. Thank you, Colin. All right, next on the list, we've got Ed Rodriguez.
Hey, what's good?
Hey. I love the cat. Just cat.
Yeah, kind of a bit camera shy right now. So, to begin this, on a scale 1 to 10, I would say kind of like a 7 minus the uncensored part. Like, I have a lot of anxiety going on with this whole COVID culture going on, you know. But at the same time, I'm centered in a sense that I have people to talk to, and like, you know, I have a therapy from APA calling me. So she's keeping in check with me. And then I also have my family, even though we go like batshit crazy on each other once in a while. But in the end of the day, we always like ground each other. Not ground each other, but like, you know, take comfort into each other in the end of the day, because we're always in this together as a family. So I would say like a 7 in terms of 1. Number 2, I have like so many emotions going on. So instead of like saying 1, I'm just gonna say fire, because I feel like I'm just like in mixture of anger, confusion, and at the same time, since like I've been cooking to like, which is gonna be coinciding with number 3, I've been cooking to like relax as well, and I'm like creating stuff with that fire. So that's why I would say I'm like a number 2 in terms of emotion. And number 3, again, it's cooking with the combination of drinking. I'm not denying that part. And Animal Crossing. Like, so I've been playing Animal Crossing with friends on the Switch. So that's kind of been like helping me cope with this, but not entirely. So yeah, I think
Awesome.
I'm done in this section.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Animal Crossing for the win. All right, Herbie, you're next on my list. Hey.
Wait, are you gonna
Hi,
go
everyone.
Howdy. Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't say anything before, but I am from Mexico City.
Oh, nice. Welcome, man.
And
thanks for tuning in. I love your background.
Yes. And actually, now that I'm reading these questions, I think I feel a little bit different from you all guys, because here in Mexico, there is not like a lot of sick people and not people dying. So actually, I feel calm, even if we have been in quarantine. Mm-hmm. Everything is fine right now. No, maybe it could change, but right now everything is going well. So actually, I feel maybe like in a 3 or 2, because I know this is something global and this is something that can affect a lot of things. But right now, I I'm called. And I don't know, I'm not a dreamer, but the second question or the second answer is that I feel hope, you know, because I believe that at least in my work, I was full of work, you know, I was working like crazy. There was a lot of movement and changes and everything. And now that we stopped, I was like, oh, thank God, I can breathe right now, you know, because I have been working like crazy, and being at my home right now, it really works for me. I was like this close to hate my friends at work, you know, and right now in my home, I'm charging batteries. I'm like, I miss my home. I miss my boyfriend. I miss my pets, you know, so I'm fine. And what have I been doing? Actually, I'm trying to be positive about these changes, and I have been updating my portfolio. I got some online classes, and I'm trying to learn new things because I believe that I read this article that says that with cows, always good things happen. And I saw that Uber and Airbnb and all these big companies, they was built during the crisis of 2008 or I don't know. So, so I'm searching for, instead of focusing on the cows and the stress, I'm trying to find an opportunity and to find what's going on and what's going to happen, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. That's a great way to stay good, stay well. Thank you for sharing. And let's see, so we are running close to 7, so maybe we can just kind of want to get through. I do want everyone to share, but kind of a little bit quicker on the responses so that we can do our little art therapy piece, because I know Jesse has to jump off. I want to respect their time. So let's see, Kelly, you are next on my list.
Hi. You know, the scale, it goes back and forth dramatically, like throughout the day, like if I'm reading news or not. So I know that I should not be paying attention to that, but I kind of get sucked in. I've honestly been feeling kind of detached lately because I kind of feel like my life is on pause, and I don't, you know, I'm so used to thinking ahead in terms of what I'll be doing and making a plan, and it's like I cannot make a plan right now, so it's kind of odd in that sense. And mostly, like, I've been taking these classes every night through my gym. Little plug, everybody, Los Angeles, they're awesome. And so like that kind of like gets me through the days. At 7 I can be like, okay, I'm gonna do a class and then zone out. So that's me.
That's awesome. Good. Great ways to stay. And yes, the news will suck you in. It totally
right?
It does me too. And if I notice it, like it's like gravity, you get pulled in and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I can't get out.
Yeah, it's like you've spent an hour and you're down a wormhole, and then your mood goes from, you know, elevated to like completely gone.
So true. All right, Matt, Mr. Linzer, you're up.
Hello. It's Friday evening, so I'm like on a 2 on the scale, but it changes daily. You know, the rain hasn't helped, but you know, work has been weird, I guess. It's just everyone trying to figure out this new shift. So it just depends on that. What's the emotion I identify with right now? Maybe a little, like maybe a little manic. Like I feel like I need to be doing something. Feel like I need to be, you know, working, touching, feeling. I think I missed that aspect of our jobs. And then what I've been doing to stay well. Not putting so much pressure on myself. Like someone said, that this is like it's a pandemic, not a productivity contest. So it's like, when I'm inspired, I'm inspired. When I'm not, I'm not. I've been trying to do yoga every day and get outside, get some fresh air at some point, somehow, every day.
Nice.
So that's that.
Awesome. Thanks, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. And yoga, that's a good one. That, I mean, what, as far as like how it balances the mental well-being as well as the physical well-being. So I think that is a great way to stay well. Next on my list, Joel Miller. Where you at, Joel?
Hi. Well, I'm actually in a pretty good spot right now. I would say probably a 2 on the scale. It changes, of course, all the time, but things are actually really pretty good for me. As far as the emotion, though, I would say, and just with all that's going on, I'm sort of like hyper alert and aware, just because everything, all the patterns, all the routines, all the things that have just been kind of chugging along are suddenly all different. And so it's just being so aware of all of that kind of in every moment. So I just feel like, I'm just probably more in a good way than a bad way, aware of everything that's happening, all the time. And I think that kind of plays into the partly what I'm doing to stay well, in addition to what others have mentioned around, trying to do exercise at home, drinking a little bit more. But one of the things that actually really has been helpful to me is to sort of appreciate the specialness of this moment. Because there are, for all of the horrible, awful things that we're experiencing individually and collectively, there's also a lot of really kind of amazing things that are happening right now. And I look outside and see the most beautiful sky in Santa Monica, the cleanest air, the least traffic I've ever experienced, and just the kinds of quality connections with people that I love in my life and people I haven't heard from in a long time. Yeah. So it's been really rewarding for me to kind of just think about this moment, because I don't expect I'm going to live through another pandemic in my life. But that there are actually, for me, things that I can focus on that remind me of, the goodness that is in what we're all collectively going through.
That's awesome. And I love the appreciation part. And yeah, apparently right now LA has the cleanest air in the city and our environment is bouncing back. So apparently COVID was just Mother Earth's way of being like, fuck you humans, I'm done with bullshit. Screw you, dropping the Green New Deals. I'm gonna fuck all of you. So yeah, she's bouncing back on her own.
She has her ways.
Seriously. And there is a lot of good. There is a lot of good to look at and be grateful for. So Maxwell, you're next on my list with the big
hey.
Hey.
Let's see. On a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm like constantly around like a 5 or 6 in the background. I think I just have anxiety. That's just like a part of my personality in general. So like COVID or not, like it's just always gonna be there. But I think right now I'm doing fine because I'm like starting to pick things up, pick things back up. Like a lot of other people mentioned, like I had a plan for 2020 and like to get like an internship in the summer and graduate in the fall. But now with like the whole situation that's going on, I'm currently a college student, by the way. I'm going to like. I'm like finishing up my 3rd year and it'll be my 4th year this fall, I think. But like a lot of those plans got deterred because of the COVID-19 situation that's going on. And so I've been kind of lost for a little while, and combined with the lack of structure when you work or have school at home, because like you have so many things that are distracting you at home. I think that was also a challenge for me. And so I had to eventually start to get into a routine, get into like have a little bit more structure. I still don't have like a very time routine, but I'm trying to like go to bed at a certain time and like try to stay productive, like just like go for it, like just go work on stuff and to, you know, take the plunge, I guess, in a way. And that's kind of how I've been dealing with it. And in regards to like future plans, I always try to remember that like the saying of change is the only constant in life, and that, you know, like nothing in life is ever constant except for change. Like, there's always going to be changes. There's always going to be like like things are always going to go as how you planned it. And so as like I thought I was the person who would like to like you know, live one step at a time, but like getting that balance is tricky, I think, like to know how much you want to plan for and like how much you want to open up for when things go wrong. But right now I think it's definitely important to like, you know, live one day at a time and to, you know, make the most of today, and tomorrow we'll see how it goes, because things are always changing, things are always, you know, not going to be as planned. And I think to have the mentality, to carry that mentality, to stay calm, stay grounded, and stay with Pikachu. I think that's pretty important too.
Oh, I love it. So adorable. Awesome. Thank you, Maxwell. That's good. And okay, who's next? Michael, you're up.
Hello. I think if you would have asked me any other day, I would have probably scored lower, but I would say today I'm pretty much of a 9. I'm a little bit of a special case. I live in a house with my girlfriend's immune compromised, and I live with her parents. So there's a lot of risk involved, and at the risk of being a huge bummer, I've already lost my aunt this week. She died on Tuesday of COVID. Yeah. So it's kind of real for me. I've had other people that have gotten through it. My other aunt thought she had it. So there's a lot of stuff going on. The emotion I identify right now, probably anxiety. There's a lot of, I haven't left the house since the 19th of March. So luckily I have a job and I can work, but I haven't left. I've left the house just to walk the dog about a block. So, and then to hear that this thing has been extended for another month is kind of crushing. So, but I get it. And I watch way too much news now. And, you know, my girlfriend's a health coach too. So she has a lot of, probably too much information. We were way ahead of all this stuff before anybody knew of anything. What I've been doing to stay well during this, I've had a lot of death in my recent, you know, probably 2 years. So I've been doing therapy. So it's like, I do therapy now like every week. So I talk to somebody about a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff that's been piled up for many decades. So it's like, but I drown myself in my work, which is a good and bad thing. That's probably why I'm so passionate about what I do, because I really spend probably 16 to 18 hours a day doing it legitimately. And I have no exaggeration. So, but I also feel the pressure of not being able to get things done as well. So that's been a pressure on me. So I don't want to, you know, dwell too much on the bad. You know, there's still a lot of good. I'm very happy to be where I am and that I'm healthy and happy. So there's a lot to be thankful for. The bad part is my son lost his senior year this year. So, and I don't know when I'm going to see him again, and he's 18. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah. It's crazy. That's heavy, man. But thank you for sharing, and thank you for taking the moment to be vulnerable here with us. And that's what this is about, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're here for you. Okay, next on the list, Mr. Miguel Alvarez with your cute ass outfit.
Hey guys. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give myself a 3 because Matheo and I earlier today had to host a webinar.
Yes, we did. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Honestly, I've been trying to keep myself busy because sometimes you just go batshit insane being stuck at home. But what can you do? Besides, go crazy. So, not sure there's an emotion I identify with at the moment because things are too fluid. They change sometimes you're bored out of your mind, or you're so enthralled into whatever you're reading, because that's what I've been doing, either gaming, reading, getting into a very good movie or series. I've been binge watching a lot of stuff. I have an enormous collection of movies and box sets and stuff. So I had Disney Plus before Disney Plus was a thing.
The physical version.
Seriously.
All the collector copies.
Right. I'm a little annoyed, honestly, because I was supposed to have my copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake, but, people want to be shit. GameStop.
Damn that GameStop.
So, yeah, for my own wellness, it's just been keeping up with friends. Like, I myself, 2 of my closest friends are tested positive for COVID. One of them just left the hospital. So both of them, since they're roommates themselves, they're quarantining in their own home, and it's hard to think that people you care about have it, and just praying that because of who they are, they don't pass away, because they are compromised in other ways. Not like how some of the main cases that we've been seeing on the news. Like, one of my friends is diabetic, and another friend has got a host of other issues, including asthma. So it weighs on you to think, like, shit, I could really lose someone dear to me in the following day or not. So always checking in on people. Matteo and I have been on Zoom doing a lot of work together just to keep some level of sanity.
Yeah, helps us forget.
Right.
So that's good. Well, thank you for opening up and sharing that, and sharing what's been on your heart too, because it's not easy. Alrighty. Hopefully Final Fantasy VII comes out soon so they can stop fucking around.
It's out. It's just like, that shit better come in the mail.
In the mail, there you go, yeah. All right, Mr. Paul Mendoza, you're up.
Oh, man. Okay, sorry, I should have put my reading glasses on. Hi, my name's Paul. He, him pronouns, and I used to be on the AIGA LA board, and now I do, like, other AIGA stuff. On a scale of 1 to 10, how am I feeling right now? I'm, pretty much like a 5, probably more like a 6. Admittedly, I'm very high strung as a person, right? So, like, I didn't need to be cooped up in a house to be like, grr! My friends always tell me I need to unclench. So I am trying. But the things that kind of wind me up are the things that would have wound me up if I were at work. Oh yeah, see, Miguel, I see you. Thank you for the fan. Yeah, the emotion I most identify with right now and why is just like this. I don't know. This. I'm gonna go with stoicism. There's this author named Ryan Holiday, and he's written a couple books. Ego is the Enemy, and I forgot. Yeah, some blank is the way. Anyway, I heard him speak at a conference, and his approach to stoicism is that, like, when you're faced with challenges, it's easy to kind of get like down about it, but maybe you could reframe it and flip it and be like, okay, well, maybe if we like pay very close attention, if we're on high record about this stuff, then we can engage with the world in a new way and find new hope. This anecdote that he had shared was how, I believe it was Thomas Edison's factory in New Jersey set ablaze. And rather than, doing, I think, what I know I would do, which is just cry about it endlessly. And he like ran in, welcomed his family, and he was like, you need to wake up now because you are never going to see anything like this ever again. So that's a story that's always stuck with me, to kind of really approach this time with a healthy bit of stoicism. What have I been doing to stay well? Animal Crossing. I mean, it really has been Animal Crossing. Let me know if you, I don't know how to reach out to people after this call, but like, I have a code and you can come visit our island, and everyone is adorable, and I owe Tom Nook like 400,000 bells. But I'm so glad that I have like this sense of control and normalcy, right, over like an outdoor environment, so that's been really helpful. Yeah. No, but it's and the way to like kind of frame COVID around a lot of the common threads that we share here on the call is that, I read stories about fragments of the AIDS quilt being turned into masks. I read stories about people who we've lost. from the winter party, seeing that Broadway will be effectively closed until like mid-June at least. That AIDS Life Cycle is on the shelf now until next year. So it's just tough. But I do know, like as Matteo had alluded to before, this is not the first time that this community has seen a plague, and so we made it out then, and we will make it out again. So yeah. On that note, my dinner is here. I'm so sorry. It's 7. So I'm gonna have to go. But I love all of you. Matteo, please do this again. And thank you to Patrick and Kelly and Julie and Vanessa and Hector and all the other leaders on this call. I hope I got everybody. Have a good night. I will see you soon. Mwah.
Bye, Paul.
Thank you so much. Alrighty, let's keep it moving. We've got Rodrigo Gianello. Or how do you say your last name? I probably butchered that.
Gianello.
There you go, Gianello.
Yeah. You can say, I mean. Oh, well, I think I'm calm, but I think it's part of my personality. And my emotions right now, I'm trying to figure out how I can help people or be more productive or, help my friends and family make sure that they are calm and not panic. I'm trying to stay away from news, trying not to read news right now. And yeah, and like how I'm keeping how I keep myself well. I'm trying to exercise, trying to cook and create recipes and
fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Cooking, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
We all, feel good when we make a tasty dish.
Yeah.
All right, Rosanna, you're next on the list. Hey. Let me see.
Rosanna, and then I think I'm so calm right now. I was so stressed out in the past 30 days because as I mentioned, my friend my roommate got the virus.
Yeah.
So stressful because she was so stressed out, and then she told me all this stuff, and then she said, oh, today I feel like this, and then so I was stressed out. But right now I feel so calm, and I think I'm good because I'm glad that she's better right now, and then she's back to work.
Okay.
So and then okay. I don't have any job right now. I try to learn some new things. I bought an iPad Pro like last September. I didn't touch it, so I'm trying to learn some new stuff with Procreate.
Good.
Be productive. So I think because this situation is globally, and then it's not just for individual people, and then it's all around the world. It makes us a little more calm, and we think, okay, so everybody is experiencing this situation. I think the thing is that we should learn how to manage our stress, and then how to benefit from this situation. It's a big break. As all Americans, they always were working, so hard, and they hadn't enough time spending with their family, or friends. I think this situation gives us some time to think more, spend more love with our family and friends, My parents are living in Iran, so I FaceTime with them, every day, like 1.5 hours, and talk to them. So, I have more time to spend with my family right now. So I think it's a good timing to, improve the things that we were looking for, and we hadn't any time for that. Okay. Long story short, I started to listening to audiobook. I recommend everybody to do this. The book name is The Magic, and the author is Rhonda Byrne, if I pronounce this correctly. The thing is that it has like 30 days practicing, and every day you count 10 things that you should be appreciate for that that you have in your life. So I think it's really good to do this, and it makes us more calm and appreciate of life. And then that's appreciate that we are here, we have we are alive, we are healthy, and then we have this technology to communicate with each other.
Yeah, thank you so much. That sounds like a good book to check out. Could you drop that in the chat too, the book title and author? Awesome. So I think next on my list is Vanessa. Hey, Vanessa.
Hello. Am I the last one? I feel like I'm always last alphabetically.
You are.
Feeling right now, probably closer to a 5 or a 6, which I think is like my baseline right now. My baseline is usually like a 3 or a 4, so that's not too bad. Worst it's been has probably been like a 8 or a 9, but emotions feeling right now, probably like just general anxiety, just just a little more than usual. I like the term background panic that was used. I feel like that applies. What I've been doing to stay well, I've been picking up my DSLR a little bit more and watching a lot of tutorials and stuff, just trying to get better at things like composition and watching a lot of webinars and stuff. So I feel like just learning on like helps distract my brain from all the other things. And also been talking to my coworkers / former coworkers every day on WhatsApp and video chatting. Seeing other people helps keep me sane. So also my Snap filter keeps thinking there's something behind me and keeps putting the filter next to me. So maybe my house is haunted. I don't know.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. And I think learning right now too, that's been like my thing to keep me sane in all this chaos, is like I am hitting the books hard. I am reading. Earlier I shared with Jesse, Your Art Will Save Your Life. This is really great for all creatives. It's by Beth Pickens. And she talks about how if you're an artist, if you're a creative person, if you stop making things, if you stop doing whatever your creative heart wants you to do, you will be sad. You will be anxious. So make sure that you are taking time to create freely and non-judgmentally, and that will help balance your emotions. Another one, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Perfect for the moment, because the author basically says, we only have so many fucks to give in our life, so make sure you are choosy about the fucks you give, because you only have so much time in the day. And lastly, Flow. This one's been great because they talk about, like, the author talks about how we have this beautiful potential as human beings or sentient creatures. We can monitor our consciousness, which ultimately is saying, like, all the news that we take in, everything we hear, we can choose how we respond to it. We can choose how much we plug in. We have to be conscious of our thoughts and thought check ourselves. So stop yourself from going down that anxious spiral of thoughts, stop yourself from going down the depression route, and then choose what you're going to be focused on and get into the flow. Put yourself into flow, because you'll have like a happier sense of self in doing that. And lots of other great things that they say in there too. So those have been helping me stay sane for sure. On a scale of 1 to 10, I think I was definitely at like a 5 to a 6 today, just like thinking like, oh my gosh, how's this gonna work out? I know we're gonna go over time. I'm sorry. But I knew like we needed this moment, I think, to everyone just to share. And now I feel calmer, so that's good. And then the emotion I identify with right now is a sense of empathy, like having empathy and clarity, I guess, like over this whole situation, hearing from everyone that, again, we're all in the same boat and sharing our feelings. It's been great. So thank you all for participating in that check-in. I know we are over time, and I just want to do our art therapy gratitude exercise. And then after that, we can probably fizzle out however we feel. So with this art therapy gratitude, basically, I think Jesse's the expert in the room, and they can explain, sorry, Jesse, your pronoun. They can explain better what art therapy does for your brain. Jesse, you want to talk about art therapy and the combination of gratitude a little bit? There you go.
Oh, there. Okay. Yeah, art therapy, for those who are not familiar with it, it can be a really intentional and powerful practice. Much like design, it becomes a language for many people to speak. The art serves as a way to express yourself non-verbally, and it doesn't have to make sense. It can just be images, it can be shapes, textures, colors. So it's a really powerful way to kind of express your internal states without having to use verbal words. So I think right now, this is also new. Some of us don't have the dialogue yet, and that's completely okay. So using art to just talk about how you feel can be very powerful right now. With gratitude connects to an intervention we use all the time, which is hope. And it helps us to think about what is still working in our lives and what is still bringing us joy, what is bringing us to baseline. And visualizing those things can be incredibly rewarding for some. So I often try to bring gratitude into my practice with my clients, just getting us to visualize what is working for you right now. What are you grateful for? It does train your brain. Some say after keeping a gratitude journal for 21 days can kind of rewire your brain to think about gratitude and think about what you're grateful for. So overall, it's a great practice. We did this already with my last workshop with Matheo, and it was a beautiful experience. So I think today, I think we're gonna draw just a sketch, if you will. Yeah, do you want to explain it, or I don't?
I'll go into that. Thank you, Jesse, for the awesome explanation of art therapy.
Yeah.
So today, what we're going to do to finish up, because I know people got to go, first off, we are going to sketch, just a free sketch to get us start going. So make sure you have some paper to draw on, something to draw on, and some drawing utensils. If you have colorful things, even better. And I'm going to set a 60-second timer, a 1-minute timer, and everyone is going to draw a bunny in honor of Easter. Since, don't forget, all this COVID madness made me forget.
Honor?
Yeah, why did I say that? But, and I don't know, in notice of Easter Sunday. So I'm going to set a little timer, and just as like a warm-up sketch to get our creative juices flowing, everyone draw a bunny. So you got 60 seconds on the clock. Get your drawing utensils. Here we go. Draw a bunny. No judging yourself. No judging others. All right. Everybody hold up your sketch. Let's see the sketches.
I'm gonna like turn this.
Mine's really light. Oh my gosh, how cute, Jesse.
It looks like those scary people, scary creatures from Happy Tree Friends from Hot Topic in the 90s or something.
This is awesome. Everyone's bunnies. Digging it. Cute. Alrighty. So that was to warm us up for this next piece, which is I want you all to think about 3 things that you're grateful for from the past week and sketch what you're grateful for. So this can be abstract, it could be solid, it could be simple as I am grateful for clean air. We gotta find a way to sketch clean air. So that's the tricky part. On this one, I'll set a quick 3-minute timer. I think we're all pretty, yeah, a 3-minute timer. So 3 things that you're grateful for this week. Sketch them out, non-judgmental, don't criticize yourself, no criticism of others. And let's go, sketch. All right, 3 minutes is up. Okay. Hold up your sketches. Let's see those beautiful sketches. Ooh, nice, Jesse. Look it. I love the PS4 controller I'm seeing. Ooh, the barrier with the human barrier. I love that.
Ooh.
Tree, family.
Some of these sketches are
My
like
never shows up because of the whole background thing. God.
Yeah, virtual background.
There's a chitlin.
the barrier with like the energies around. And that's awesome. So feel free to share, Jesse. Tell us about your sketch.
Oh, I am not an artist, but I'm an art therapist. But I drew my partner Alex. She's part of my support system, and so I drew her with all the foster kitties we have.
Aww.
Yeah, I know. It's great. It's like a queer stereotype. We have all of our cats.
Oh, the cats.
And then, yeah. And then I drew some art, like a canvas. I have a canvas that I need to use more, but I was able to make art and birthday cards this week.
Oh,
and then I drew these two hearts kind of connected. One has music and the other one has like a doodle in it. And I just have felt connection has been a big thing for me lately, connecting to others in a time of isolation. So it's been really liberating for me.
All right, Maxwell, you want to share? See, you're just holding yours up there. Maxwell and then Rosanna.
I guess I draw very simply. So I was like, I like after the first minute, I'm like, oh, I'm done. No, I think I'm just very grateful for first my health, because before the whole quarantine thing happened, I was going through like a little bit of sickness, and like at the time it was very unsure, and like the states haven't been like putting up like policies to like protect people against it yet. Like there was like no testing, there was like very unsure times. So but then I eventually got through it, and so I've been staying pretty healthy right now, even and like I live by myself, so I'm just like very grateful for that. Second thing is I started cooking again, even though my kitchen isn't even a kitchen, but like it's like very tiny. So I was like, I first like draw like cooking, but then I was like, yeah, I'm like kind of lying a little bit because I'm just been mostly microwaving stuff. Microwave cooking is a thing. You can like mix spaghetti in the microwave. You didn't know, so it's very helpful. Yeah, and then the third one is just connecting with people, because even though as an introvert, I think like I do miss like having like social cues, or like having like some connection to the outer world in a sort of way. Like staying online the whole time isn't like very healthy, which is what I realized. And so to be able to like have people that I can call, like either whether it be family or friends, I think that's been very therapeutic for me.
Awesome. Rosanna, do you want to share?
Yeah.
It's using your iPad Pro.
Yeah. Try, teach myself drawing on my iPad. So, I was grateful for food that I have to eat, and my parents. So I had a chance to draw the third things, but it can be our house and our home and the places that we are safe and we can stay in. It seems that we are in quarantine, but imagine if we had to stay in shelters or share some places with other people. So we should be really appreciate to have a house or space or room to stay in. So
Awesome. Yeah, I love it. Anyone else want to share?
Sorry?
Oh, yeah. Harvey? I think it's Harvey, right?
Yes. Well, I draw this because I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
I like that.
Because I'm happy because I can protect myself,
Yes.
It's not like it depends on me if I protect myself. So I'm happy for that, because it's not that I have no the possibility to be safe. So that makes me happy. Because if I know if I stay at home, I will be fine. I'm happy that I have a family, my boyfriend, my dog, and my cat. And the last one is that it's supposed to be like a seed, because everything grows back, like a tree plant, like a flower. I know this moment might seem stressful, but I know everything can grow back. That makes me happy.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love it. The great outlook on that. Anyone else?
Oh shit.
Also,
Oh,
Who?
Oh, and then Miguel.
Okay. All right. We've got Adobe After Effects.
Nice.
Always been pretty grateful for that in general the past 10 years of my life, but especially the past 3 weeks.
Nice.
We've got mom and dad. They sent me a care package this week with some homemade fudge.
Oh my god.
And some shredded wheat cereal and a puzzle. And a great card. And then I drew this in about 10 seconds because I ran out of things. This is a ukulele that I got last summer that I pulled out of from under my bed.
Oh my gosh.
I've been jamming on lately. That's some good. That's some good.
Instantly thinking of SpongeBob on the ukulele.
AMPFIRESONG song.
Yes, you know. Awesome, Colin. All right. Mr. Miguel.
Alrighty, so I kind of got lazy. I drew the 4 friends. Yesterday was my friend's birthday. We found a way to celebrate her birthday. She turned 30. And it was fun, although it was hilarious watching my roommate puke his guts out from all the booze. It was just so bad. PlayStation 4 controller because, you know, gaming, it's the only thing keeping me engaged into other things. And I'm pretty sure you can guess who this guy is in the corner. Yeah, my best buddy, Matheo.
Drawing.
Yeah.
Well, how can I not be grateful for this dude? I mean, he's such a sweetheart. I mean, we push each other to do a lot of great things together. Last year, we had our ENYAD event, and it was amazing. We were supposed to do it again this year, but the pandemic just done shut us down.
Yeah.
And y'all see I'm wearing bunny ears. Just to be funny. Also, because you're not going to lie, look at the clothes I'm wearing, kind of looks like I am a friggin' Easter egg.
You are an Easter egg. Awesome.
But again, it's just I'm grateful to have friends and people like Matheo who keep me laughing. I can keep them laughing, just to keep some positivity in the air. Because you turn on the news, all you see is these just weighty things. You see politicians making shit about themselves. You see health experts that have been giving somehow slightly incorrect information. Like when I started reading about this since November, and I was wearing a face mask even at work, I fought my managers over it. And I said, I'm not going to go to work unless you let me wear this face mask, because I knew what was happening in China.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, I remember you saying that you had to like literally, you know, tell your bosses at that time, like, screw you, I'm wearing this face mask, because they were like, that's against dress code. And it's like they didn't know how serious this pandemic was back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. All right. Anyone else want to share?
What's up, Doc?
I love it. Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, I could do mine. So just so I could put it on the screen. There's like a mixture of sake and water. I want it to be kind of ambiguous because, you know, some of us are being sober during this time, but the whole theme that I have right here is like to have energy and whatnot. You know, like with the in this case sake, which is alcohol, kind of grateful for it because it gives me like in my household we usually use it like during gatherings. We don't do it like as in like other shenanigans. So me and my sisters are having long conversations at night, you know, we're sharing stories, experience, all that fun stuff. And then peace, which is I'm grateful that I have a bunch of food in the house. right? Because when whole quarantine started, like, food becomes, when fortunately, advantage of the LAUSD food program. So we've been fortunate in that. And lastly, I put the sun too, because I don't know, sometimes, it's not that I don't know, my bad. I feel like I need a light in the life, and of course the sun gives energy too, to provide all these things that we need. It gives us energy to our, not just energy, vitamin D. It gives us like that happiness, because I know that we do need to bask under the sun once in a while to get some sort of happiness, and it provides the food and the water to some extent. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
Sketching.
So before, I want to wrap this up and thank you all for spending this time with us together. But before we do, can I take a screenshot of all of us with our sketches? So if you all hold your sketches up to the screen, and we can share this on social media, Vanessa. Put your sketches up. We're going to share that we are grateful. This is our isolation creation together. And get your sketch nice and close to the camera so that you can see it closer. The iPads are a little bit blurry. There you go. I love it. Cool. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, so let's wrap this baby up so we can get on with our evenings. So at this moment, we would have done a well-being check-in again, but I think you can all kind of do this with yourself as well, and just kind of think about these things. Like, now that we've done this exercise to, one, just sketch out how you feel, or sketch out what you're grateful for. Think about what you're grateful for. On a scale of 1 to 10, you ask yourself that same question: how do you feel now? And for me, I feel like I'm down to like a 2, like way less stress. So by sketching and taking a moment, and the emotion that I identify with right now is creativity and excitement, because I'm always excited to be able to express myself on paper. Anyone else have any feelings that, do you feel changed? Do you feel different? How do you feel having done the exercise and now checking in with yourself and your emotional well-being? Anybody?
I am feeling a lot more connected.
Yeah.
It's comforting to kind of hear all of your stories from all of you we're all in kind of similar professions. To just kind of, in a sense, that we're all going through it. Nobody's alone in that sense.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. All right. Anyone else have any feelings post exercise? Alrighty. Well, we were gonna do an open discussion, but I feel like we had that. I feel like we've done good. I just want to say these are some well-being resources that we put together. One, shout out to Jesse. They are amazing art therapists. They have We Are Magic podcast. You can find that on Apple Podcasts. You could also find it on the website, wearemagicpodcast.com. And AIGA LA's president, Mr. Patrick, who's in the room, put together an awesome creative community resource as a response to COVID-19 and a lot of creatives kind of, going through what we're going through, falling out of work and having all this chaos happening. AIGA LA wanted to respond by having this creative community resources list. So it is a huge comprehensive list from anything from like healthcare to entertainment to grants you can apply for. So yeah, lots of resources in that you can grab. So screen capture this if you'd like.
And Matteo,
yeah.
Also on that, that list is live. Anybody who has the link can add more information to it. We know that there's a lot of information out there. There's more continually coming. And, we certainly, there's a lot of questions that everybody has to share. So please feel free to take information from that, to add information to that. you know, as long as it's a safe place for people to share stuff, we'll keep it open for everybody, but we just want it to be there for people.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick. And I'm just copied and pasted this list so you all have it in the chat. So if you guys want to copy and paste that, or if you want to screenshot this list, then I shared those books as well. And please, if you have resources you want to add to the creative community resources, then go in there, make those edits, and see what else is in there for you. And that's it. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight and connecting with us. We really appreciate it. So thank you all. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you,
Thank
Julie.
you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, everyone, for your shares. So much love.
Thank you all.
Really appreciate you all coming together. So, thank you, Sterling, for jumping in that.
Thank you, Matteo.
Thank you, Matteo. Yeah, seriously, Matteo, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. Grateful to have you participate. This is great.
You facilitated a beautiful space today.
Aww. All the feels.
I put a resource in the chat for Open Path Collective. It's low cost therapy. If anyone does need someone to talk to, Open Path Collective is a great place. They offer therapy from like as low as $30 a session, which is sometimes a copay.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. And I will add that to our AIGA LA creative resources as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Right, thanks, everyone. Take care.
Next time.
Till next time. Bye.
Bye.